Hey guys, Nick here from Steadyform. I want to do a quick installation video. As you guys are aware, we have a new Pro series here. There's some videos out there of us installing on the original model, but none on the Pro series. So it's actually pretty simple. Although there's instructions in here, I'm going to show you my way. It's a little bit of a quicker way of doing it. So here we have the new Matthews Wake. First thing you want to do is determine whether you're coming off the front of the bow or off of the string stop rod, because that's going to determine which rod you actually use that's in this package. If you see here, it comes with a long and a short. Long rod is for if you're coming off of the front of the bow, and the short rod is if you decide you want to come off your string stopper. So what we're going to do on this bow is we're going to come off of the string stop rod. So here we go. We're going to show you this real quick. First thing I like to do is, here's a small rod. Here, we've got our Allen keys. So first thing I like to do when I'm installing them from people is you're going to pick your desired hole here on the Steadyform. There's two holes you can see for height adjustment. I like to usually start on the bottom hole. So what I'll do is I'll take the short rod because I'm going off the string stop rod. I'll preset that in and I will lock it down on this short rod. Now, the same thing is going to go if you're coming off of the front of the bow. You would do the same application with the long rod, okay? Next thing we're going to do is take our L bracket. This L bracket, if you're coming off of the front of the bow, okay, you're going to take this L bracket. You're going to see we have a screw here to mount into your stabilizer hole. You'll simply slide this in, screw that all the way in, and then leave this loose right here. So that once you slide the rod in, and you could work on tightening the top and the bottom. And you probably want to bottom it out on the riser. I like to do that because this way it can't go anywhere once it's bottomed out on that riser. So, but for this application, we're not going to be using this because we are going off the string stop rod. Determine how your string stop rod comes off of the bow. For instance, this bow here, I don't have to take the string stop rod off. All I have to do is pull this rubber washer off on the back. Some bows will have a couple set screws on the side of the riser that you'll loosen them up and pull your string stop off that way if the rubber does not come off. So here, we're going to take this rubber completely off, just like that. Then we're going to take this L bracket, make sure your set screws are out so when you slide it on there, it slides on nice and smooth. We're going to slide it on this way is one option. Depending on which bow, majority of people are going to put it on this way, just like this. I, on this bow, will reverse it because once again, I'm going to use this L bracket and I'll push it all the way forward and bottom it out on the riser of the bow. This way it can't go anywhere. Once it's down there, it's not going to go anywhere. So we slid this on. Now we're going to take our Steadyform that we pre-mounted the short rod to. I'm just going to loosen these set screws. Okay, we'll slide it in here. We're going to bottom this out. We're just going to snug this one that's along the string on the string stop rod. Just snug it. Then we'll take this, determine how far forward or back you want to use this. Now, rule of thumb is a minimum of 4 inches off of the back of the riser. You don't want it too forward like this because then it's on your wrist, it's a bony area. So you actually want to bring it at least 4 inches off of the back of the riser. So this is a 5-inch brace height bow, so roughly it's going to put me right in this area here. Now I'm just going to snug down this one screw here. Now the shortcut to all of this of determining where you want to put this on your arm is when I look at the back of the bow, just like this, okay, you want to adjust this. Now I just snugged it so that I can still move this. Nothing's tightened down. When you're looking at the back of the bow here, you want to try and maintain a 1/4 to an 1/8 inch gap so that when you're looking at the back, you can see the space between the string and the C cuff. If it's a 1/4 to an 1/8, that's probably where you're going to want to start. If you push it out too far like this, now you're putting a lot of pressure against your arm, and it's actually going to turn the bow and apply torque in the opposite direction. So you don't want that. You want to run it streamlined. So rule of thumb, up here, look at the back of the bow. If you see an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch gap in the back, that's a pretty good starting point. From there, you're going to want to tighten down this one top screw. So now I got the top screw on this tightened down, the top screw on the string stop rod tightened down. Now I'm pretty much ready to start. If I want to make adjustments to height, I'm going to loosen the set screw here that's on the string stop rod, and I can actually turn this and adjust the height if it's too low for you, bottomed out. But I like making sure it's bottomed out against the riser. From here, I'm just going to put this rubber back into the bow, and now I'm ready to go. This is a great starting point. Minimum 4 inches off of the back of the riser. You want about an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch gap between the string and the C cuff. Right there. From there, I'll hold it like this. It's a little bit of an indication, but what's going to happen is you need to actually draw the bow back to feel if it's in the right spot for you. This same application is going to apply also if you're going off of the front of the bow. 4 inches off of the back of the riser. Look at the back of the riser. Make sure there's a 1/4 inch to an 1/8 gap in the back. Set that down. From here, I can go ahead and start testing it out to see if it's in the right position. Once I find the right position, then I will go ahead and lock down the rest of the set screws on the bottom. When you slide the steady form on the rod, you want to make sure you lock both of those set screws in there, because you will not have to work on that anymore from that area. All your work is going to be off of the L bracket. So you can tighten the 2 on top. This way you can adjust it, get it sighted in, then you could go ahead and lock them all down. Another thing I like to do, once I find my desired position, I will actually tighten these down. You could take one out at a time and put a little Loctite in there, or do what I do is I'll take a dab of glue and just shoot it right here along the edge of the thread. Just a dot right there and on all the threads. This way, with all the vibration in the bow, you're not going to allow them set screws to back out on you. But that's the last step once you have it all installed. If you still need further assistance, you could reach us at Steadyform. Go to our Facebook page or email us, and someone will get back to you right away. But it's that simple, literally 5 minutes of adjustment. Two key things: 4 inches off of the back of the riser, key, and looking at the back of the bow, making sure there's a 1/4 to an 1/8 inch gap between the string and the C, because you want to run this Steadyform streamline. So when I'm holding it, I want it straight out in front of me. I don't want to apply too much side pressure, because then it's going to look like this. That's wrong, because you're applying torque in the opposite direction. You do not want to accommodate the Steadyform. You want the Steadyform to accommodate the way you actually hold that bow. So it's very simple. It takes a few minutes to get on there. Doing it this way, I'll cut the time down real quick. Just determining on the front or the back, whichever way you want to go. Certain Hoyt bows, depending on how the risers are, because a lot of the new Hoyt bows will have a D-riser, so it's kind of, the configuration is kind of twisted. You will have to go off of the string stop rod. You can't go off of the front because of the way the riser is. So that's it. It's that simple. If you have any questions, like I said, you could reach us at steadyform.com. You could reach us through Facebook, or you could call the 800 number, and I'll be here to answer all the calls and help you through it if you need extra help. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.